Alright, so point being with the entire Crova video situation that exposed video made, I didn't necessarily. Okay, well, it's kind of retarded, but
I think what sucks is growing up a kid in the years that I did is I, at a very early age, was exposed to pedophilia. Honestly think that's why one of my big goals in life is to take these people down, and today is absolutely no different. This man is a creep, groomer, and a predator. In today's video, I will be going through irrefutable evidence that this man is unsafe, dangerous, and should be locked up. It will be triggering. It will hurt. But this needs to be said. 1 year ago, we eradicated him, and he is back. And he hasn't changed a bit. I think it's a good idea that before we get into the evidence of him grooming this person, and it's not only her, but she's an important part of this, I want to show you what he's saying about a kid that he molested. Watch this video.
Right, so other YouTubers and stuff, 99% of the time, will milk a drama situation or pretty much anything that, can get them views to like 10 minutes long, but I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna get straight to the point. So, speaking of getting straight to the point, okay, Asher is lying yet again. So, this is the thing. She apologized to me in December of 2022. She switches up. She apologizes to me earlier on this year. She switches up. And now she's switching up again. So, in my opinion, I just think that Asher is only switching up because it benefits her. And no, Asher isn't switching up on me because I groomed her. She literally admits that I never groomed her. She's just switching up on me because it benefits her and she doesn't like that I support Israel. So, Asher's only switching up because it benefits her, and you guys need to shut the fuck up. Thanks.
To the viewers, I will explain the full context in a second. However, I think it's very important to note first just how stupid he is. Yeah, Asher has said several times that she doesn't think you groomed her. But she's also said several times that she does think you did that to her. And she actually does not get to make the call on whether or not you groomed her. You were 17. She was 11. You don't get to say whether or not that was grooming. We do. The fact that you had to crop this to remove the part where she's calling you a groomer looks really bad on you. And Asher, if you are watching this, I cannot find your username. Please get back in contact, or at least flick me a DM, because I gotta get the screenshots out of DMs with you. But I remember there was a lot more to this conversation where she stood up to you, Decca. And even if Asher turned out to have faked it, well, there's still a lot more evidence as we will get into as the video progresses. But I think a good starting point would be Asher. So, who is Asher? This chapter we're talking about Asher. Asher, I believe, goes by Alyssa now. However, by habit, I'll probably be referring to them as Asher. Their pronouns are, I think, she, but use they just in case. I'll put it in the description if they leave a comment clarifying. And they were 11 to 12 years old during the drama. They are approaching 13 now. However, they are not at 13 yet. Unfortunately, throughout the time I've known Asher, she displays very bad Stockholm Syndrome and has a habit of continuously going back to people who have abused her, to the point where I've been caught in the middle of trying to protect her from people who are really bad, only for it to not work. Unfortunately, this means that she on several occasions has claimed that Decca hasn't groomed her, and Decca likes to cling to that fact, even though it is blatantly false. It does unfortunately mean that while I want to share her story and make it heard, this cannot really be a main point, as Decca will just shoot it down. There is irrefutable evidence later though, so I feel comfortable sharing Ash's story just so it's known that it happened, and trigger warning for that. Now, I understand in comparison to my regular uploads, this might be a bit weirdly structured. The reason for that is I want to make everything very clear that when I say them, they are the truth. Decca's gonna respond with some shitty counter-argument that doesn't have any relevance to the drama, and he's gonna think it's gonna work, but it won't. However, he likes to lie a lot, and I don't want anyone to get caught in his lie, and so we're actually gonna start by looking at a statement he made that overrides any potential response he can say to claim it's not grooming. When you decide to look past all the guilt tripping and bullshit about wanting to be loved and all of that, I want you to look at the top parts, the ones that were highlighted blue. Yes, I wanted to date Asha. I am aware she was only 11. In any court, it ends there. You were 16, nearly 17, and you wanted to date an 11-year-old girl. It ends there. And with that in mind, let's move on to the evidence that you're calling not grooming. Take a better look at what? The inner features. Just say the word, laughing my art off. Fuck. Like, I do it good and all, you hear me? Every time you said you would F me, Decca, I would start shaking. This community post is a pretty good example of Lil Decca's rants where he goes on and on and on and on about things he actually hasn't researched and makes himself look dumb, but I want to point out Asha loves me. She admitted it to me in DMs many times. When she turns 18 in 7 years, I will see her again. I will be in my 20s by then, therefore making our future relationship legal. I will then fly her out to a hotel in my area and spend the night with her. We're gonna do so many things together. I will see you again, Asha. Don't worry. He's admitting he's going to F this person who is currently 11 years old. Now I think the later stuff is the irrefutable stuff later on. We're now gonna have a very short chapter 3, and then chapter 4, we're gonna get into the real shit. So... For anyone who was a victim of rape or sexual assault, I recommend you skip to chapter 4 or stop watching for about 1 minute if you're attending the premiere. We will be talking about a single screenshot in this section, but the screenshot is a pretty disturbing one, especially for those who are victims of these sort of crimes. I know a friend who lost virginity at 8. What? Wah. He was odd, but it was by a female. Shocked cat emoji. Who was 18. What the flip? And trigger warning for this. He got sucked off too. What a lucky boy. How come I didn't get that? Alright, Declan, I don't care how stuck up your own asshole you must be, but the fact that you are unironically saying in this screenshot, unironically saying that an 8-year-old being odd is something you would want to replicate because you are so desperate for sexual attention is disgusting. It is the type of behavior that makes me think that you should be locked up in a prison. Which you absolutely should, because of this next fucking chapter, chapter 4. little e-role play since it's just words, but you need to understand you can EF my little 13-year-old I'm not gonna tell anyone. Sure, but not IRL yet. You see, I am 17, that is true, but if I date you now and not tell anyone, then let's say you turn 14 and people find out, then I can use the high school age excuse so that way I don't get any trouble. Yeah, we could just be close friends until I'm 14, it's only a couple months. Sure, that way if we ever meet up one day, I can just say, well, it's okay for seniors to date freshmen, so like, and yeah, I still love you, by the way. Grabs your hands. Lil Decca, I still want to be yours, but I feel like we... Grabs back. Yeah? Will you be my secret boyfriend? Squeak! Just... God. Just promise not to tell anyone. Sure, just don't mention me in your posts anymore until you turn 14 so we can confirm this relationship without getting in trouble, and it can work. Okay. God damn it, this next one is gonna hurt to read. Pulls your cock all the way back, coming in your hole as I f you up, letting you come as I pump you and it out, flowing from your trans girl ass, and I let go of you. My hands all and sticky as I lay back tight. I can't do this, I want to die. Reminder that this is a 17-year-old thinking that he's talking to a 13-year-old. 13. Do you think a 13-year-old is capable of receiving these sort of texts from a guy of this age? I want you to ask yourself that, chat. Continues to jack you off as I continue to f**k you and then take out my dick, laying you down, and I proceed to f**k you in the ass from there as I am on top of you now and f**king you so hard, still f**king you off. God, this man could be a Vibsy Pop writer. Why does he feel this way about a 13-year-old? Do not get me started on the images he sent this bait account. And don't even get me started about the images he requested and the images that he says he still has. Let's talk about all this. Let's reflect. 2 to 3 a year age gaps are normal. Yeah, to an extent, I have some agree. Now, personally, I believe when it gets past 1.5 years, it has the strong potential to be predatory. And if it's predatory and there's power imbalance, that's when it enters grooming territory. 2-year age gaps can be grooming, but same way 1-year age gap. When you get to 3 years, it's a bit iffy, but in some cases that is acceptable. Except 17 on 11 isn't a 3-year age gap. That's 4. You sending nudes to someone you thought was barely 13 is not a 3-year age gap. That's predatory. Furthermore, 17 on 11 is absolutely fucking unacceptable. That is 6 years of an age gap, Decca. That is 6 years of an age gap. I do not give a flying fuck if she says that you didn't groom her, because you did. You did. And everyone who knows her knows that she has Stockholm Syndrome, and everyone who knows her knows that she has problems with this. She doesn't get to decide whether she was groomed or not. 17 or 11 is pedophilic and grooming. Shut the fuck up. You commonly bring this up, but we don't give a fuck if you support Israel. Whether or not you support Israel doesn't change the fact that you're a child predator who wants to groom little kitties. Now, personally, I don't like to get political with this sort of stuff, but I absolutely fucking denounce Israel. I think the genocide they're committing in Palestine is absolutely fucking disgusting, no matter what that terrorist group did. I do not support the terrorist group. But the fact that kids in Palestine are getting genocided because of this is absolutely fucking disgusting. I denounce Israel. If you're from Israel, you're allowed to watch my channel, I'll support you, but fucking hell. We don't give a shit if you support Israel. You support what you want, right? You are a predator. You will always be a predator. And it doesn't take long to realize that you have not changed. You have not made any improvements since the last time we spoke, Declan. Now, you might better argue this is cutesy and wholesome, but an 18-year-old man with a 14-year-old online little sister is disgusting. So how the living shit does this man manage to make it worse and have a 12-year-old online brother? None of this is okay. Literally none of this is okay. Like, what the fuck? The fact that you're making these sort of jokes on Twitter, considering the fact that you said in a group chat with 8 people you want to be odd is disgusting. Why are you fetishizing one of the most traumatic things a child or any person of any age like can go through? Why is this a fetish to you? Like, what is wrong with you? By now, I've shown you enough. I have shown you enough evidence. So what do I actually want from this? What is my expectation with this video? I know no matter what I do, Lil Decca will never make a genuine apology. I know he will never change, and I know he will never own up to his actions in any way. As soon as this video goes out, he's gonna put out fake evidence, or not even bother with the evidence, just blatantly call me a liar, and think that's enough to save his reputation. The answer is no, and maybe at the start he will benefit from this. I foresee him heading to 100 subscribers. If you're watching this, don't subscribe to him. He's an absolute horrible person. I foresee his views going up. But in the long run, I don't think this is going to go in his favor. Because I have reach. And whenever he changes his identity, I will change the title of this video. Brands are not gonna want to work with a pedophile, Declan. The things you did to Asher, the things you wanted to do to me, thinking I was 13, the things you wanted to do to so many more kids whose stories aren't out yet, is disgusting. You are a terrible human being. You took sexual deviance to a new level, and it disgusts me. You are deplorable. You may never change. But that's okay. Because you will get karma. You will be rotting in prison soon enough, Declan. You cannot run. When you fuck up this bad, it comes to you. And it will bite you in the foot right when you think you're gonna improve. Thank you for watching the Decca Files. I hope you appreciate the amount of effort I put into this shit over the last couple years. Get off YouTube, Declan. That's my only suggestion to you. If you've enjoyed this, please hit that subscribe button. We are so close to like 5,000. I will see you in tomorrow's upload.